Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. And it's been quite a big Saturday here in England because King Charles III has gone through his whole coronation thing, which you might have seen over in different countries, and it really depends whether you're into that kind of thing or not, but it's certainly dominated the TV here, and I mean just everything, wherever you look. Now, I did watch the highlights. I didn't watch the whole thing because it's a little bit long, but even the highlights were quite long. So I'm at least up to speed with what's happened. But hello, you guys in the live chat room. Now, a quick update. This comments thing that I've been doing over the last couple of live streams, the last time it didn't work very well. The first time it worked perfectly, and it wasn't working up until I then said hello, and it seems like it is now on screen and it is working, and the resource, at least for now, is valid, and that's what it says, even though it's got permission, of course, to access my YouTube channel because I've given it permission, the software. So yeah, we will see if things continue. So at the moment, I can, if I want to, go into the live chat room, and Laurie says, hi Phil. So hello, and I can grab comments at the moment, but it might be something that stops working throughout the live stream. We will see. If it does, I'm going to get in contact with the company. Actually, the guy who is like the head of the company, it's called Mimo Live, this software that I use. He did contact me in the past about live streaming, and you know, he's on hand if I have any problems and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'll probably email him anyway after this just to make sure that I can iron things out for the future on the live streams, because it is cool to be able to grab your comments and show them up on screen. But we have you guys in that live chat room. Let me see who's in there. We've got Alison, Robert, Suzanne, Tom, Charlie, Billy, Bob's in there, Joni, Penny, Kathy, Bev, Suzanne, Anna, Robert, Bob again, Chandra of the North, Karen as well. So Tom going through there as and Lynn, Alison, hello. Thank you for joining me on tonight's live stream, which is still, yes, technically Saturday, because it is Saturday. It's 10 minutes past 11, and I'm still getting used to this new time and trying to get everything ready an hour earlier than I normally do, but we're just about getting away with things at the moment. So let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. You know who you are, these lovely people, or should I say kind of those lovely people, rather than just pointing at the sponsored by the Wings of Pegasus patrons. Yes, they are the foundation of everything that I do, as I always say, and their names go across the bottom of the screen throughout all of the live streams, which we do on a Tuesday and a Saturday, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So, yeah, used to be 12 midnight, now it's 11 p.m. on the actual day that we stream, which is great. Right, what else do we have to get up on screen? Oh, let's have a look at how many likes we're looking for, which is now for the Phil Jam at the end of the live stream. 305 is what I've typed in there. Whether that's going to be a target that we can hit or not, who knows? But we'll have a go at it, and I can see that we've had 176 likes so far. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. If you can do that as you come through the doors of the live stream, that would be much appreciated. And let me see if I can actually align this so that we can see the live likes up on screen. And there it is, 177, suddenly 180. So we'll get a quick spike going on. And just quickly, I can see that Paul donated $2 and says, spike the likes all y'all and have fun tonight. So thank you for that. And I've noticed that we've got quite a few polls that are starting to go into the live chat room and on PayPal. So it might have to be the case that we start using the letters of the first name like we did with the leases. So anyway, thank you for that, Paul. Orlando donated $2 as well and said spike the likes. So thank you for that. And Guitar Tim donated $5. So thank you for that, Tim. And that is a straight up donation without a message. And I can see that, oh, let me just get rid of this on the screen. I can see somebody went through saying something about hair, and we always tend to talk about hair on the live streams, only because when my hair's so long I can't actually see anything. But yes, I have had my fringe ever so slightly trimmed so that I can still see things, but I haven't had like a full haircut yet. But having said that, I think for some reason it's kind of worked out all right, that even though the rest of my hair is too long, but now the fringe is cut so that I can see things, it's kind of quite balanced out. So yeah, it all seems to be fine at the moment, and fingers crossed I'll be able to have a proper haircut in a couple of weeks or a few weeks' time, because my hairdresser at the moment is recovering from surgery on her hand. And I know that some people have said, oh, is there only one hairdresser in the world that can do your hair? And this is the thing, that when you have hair like mine, it's not something that everyone can do. Or I don't know, because some hairdressers, I've had this in the past, where I say, right, this is what I want, and I might show a picture and say, right, this is what I want. And then the hairdresser will say, what? You want to have that? And I say, yes, I want to have that. And then they'll do it, but they'll do it with their own kind of artistic style. And it'll look not how I want it to look. I just, no, just copy the picture. That's what I want. So that's the problem, is that a lot of hairdressers like to put their own stamp on kind of their art. I suppose they're seeing your hair as something that they get to, especially my hair, because there's quite a lot of it, they see it as a blank canvas that they can kind of go a little bit crazy on, or put their own spin on the haircut that I want, whereas I just want the haircut that I want. So when you find somebody who just does it as requested, then it's a difficult thing, so you've got to make sure that you keep going to that same person. So it's not quite as easy as, yeah, just going to someone and then just producing a kind of 80s or 70s haircut. A lot of them, especially with guys' haircuts, are used to just doing a short back and sides, and that's it. So, you know, they never quite get the look of the fringe and the length right, and getting the size to match up to the top bit, and then it has to be layered on the top. There's lots of complicated stuff that goes on that I don't understand. So this is why when I find somebody who can do it, I just go to that same person. So anyway, we are going to be just having a normal live stream on a Saturday night like we usually do. And let me have a plug of the mug, because I remembered to put this on my desk, because last time I forgot the mug. So there is a plug of the mug early doors, as we say here in the UK. So if you want to get your hands on a mug, any of the merchandise, the hoodie, which I got on tonight, the zipped hoodie, the other hoodies, the caps, the tumblers, the t-shirts, all of that stuff, you can head to the tray underneath this video, or there's a link in the description below as well, so you can head over there if you want to. Now, I've already mentioned the few donations that we have had. Thank you for those and all the donations. As I always say, you don't have to donate. Just watching is fantastic. Maybe hit the thumbs up, get involved in the live chat room, introduce yourself if this is one of your first live streams, and then we will get to know each other in that live chat room and just build up the community. And by the way, if you want to join in outside of the live streams with other people in that live chat room, then you can do. If you are a Facebook user, there's a Wings of Pegasus supporters page that you can head over onto, and yeah, you'll be allowed in there. You can join that and continue on the conversation if you want to, and that's where pictures are uploaded and then are sent through to me by Laura that I get linked to, which we do look at on the live streams. We don't have any pictures tonight, but I'm ready, as you guys will know on the last live stream. I'm ready with the picture corner, with the volume of the music at the right level. So as soon as there is a new picture, then I will be able to show that on the live streams, but I will wait for that. So, I mean, even if you haven't ordered new merchandise, you could just take a picture of your old merchandise and I'll show it, because I am rather eager to get the picture corner up and running with the elevator music that I've played in the background. Right, let's get into the donations that have happened on PayPal, because thank you guys for those, and they do happen all over the place, timings wise, because I do like to address every single donation that is made to myself and the channel. So thank you guys for these. Now, there was a donation on Thursday at 41 minutes past 5 in the afternoon /evening from Priscilla, who donated £15. So thank you for that. And what I'm going to do is just make sure... Yes, that was the next one after the last live stream. So make sure that I do address all of them. And the next one that came through was from Nicole for £16.59. So thank you for that. And the message was, "Hi Phil, today it's a historic moment, the coronation day, a great show in London. I think I will watch on TV for a nice live stream. Phil, have a good weekend. Royal kisses." So thank you for that, Nicole. And then we have another donation from Nicole that came in straight after that, actually Saturday, which is today. Very early in the morning, 9:27. Again, I'm still getting used to saying Saturday and then forgetting that, I'm now live streaming on Saturday rather than technically being Sunday. So, Nicole, again, £10.87. Thank you for that. And the message was, "Hi, Phil. See now Westminster on the TV. In my first holiday in London, I was 17. I was in Westminster for a mess there. Prince Charles was there. Nostalgia. And I'm thinking of you today and always. Let's rock England. Lots of love." So thank you again for that. Right, let's go on to the next one. Larry has donated £8.01. So thank you for that, Larry. The message is, "I like to show support for your informative videos. As a basically retired musician now, you know how it is. Wish I could do more for you. I'm basically a gulp pensioner now. Laugh out loud. Got my eye on a new Taylor guitar though. Birthday coming up." So... thank you for that, Larry, for tuning in. And I hope that, maybe you get a very nice birthday present. New guitars are always very nice birthday presents. But thank you for that donation and the message. And, this is the thing about music. It's never too late to start either learning to play an instrument or learning to sing or just kind of getting into music, learning a little bit more about it. So hopefully... people that watch the channel might get a little bit out of the videos in order to improve their singing or their playing or just their enjoyment of music overall, because that's what life is all about, but music's all about as well, just enjoying it as much as you can. And when you know more about it, then you can enjoy it even more on a deeper level, which I always am happy to hear people that say about understanding things that they didn't understand before, therefore making them enjoy the music on that deeper level and just more in general. But thank you for that, Larry. And Orlando donated £1.86 as well, so thank you for that. The message was, I'll not make tonight's live stream, I'll make the next one. Spike the likes, rock. So thank you for that. And Tammy donated £10. And Tammy said, "Hi Phil, if you were given the opportunity to perform with a well-known musician, how would you feel?" So thank you for that. And I don't know until I'm asked. It depends. I guess it depends who the musician is. I think I'd always be excited and positive about playing live with anybody, really. It doesn't have to be a known musician or a not very well-known musician. And just getting out on stage is always good fun. I'm just trying to think, because a lot of you guys might know Taj, who I did a video on quite a while ago now, but Taj Farrant, who is pretty much the next generation, and just like an amazing guitarist. Now his singing has kind of gotten up a level as well, so he's singing, playing, and he's touring as well. And I know Taj and his dad, and he said that if he comes to England, especially London, because that's where I'm local to, it means that we could maybe get together and do something, play together on stage. And to take that as an example, I would just feel good and excited in order just to play with other musicians, because that's, I think, the whole point of playing music is to share it around and just interact with other musicians if you do get the opportunity to do it. Obviously at the moment I'm very busy doing lots and lots and lots of different things, so the opportunity to play live doesn't come up, unfortunately, that regularly, or having the time in order to be able to do that. But there will be circumstances where I'll definitely prioritize getting out there. And that's something that, actually, here's a bit of news. that was something that was going to be happening on Monday, that I was due to go out and play at an event, but it was kind of playing as a featured artist or like a guest guitarist type thing. But that's no longer happening anymore. But I mean, the event is happening. But for those of you, and probably quite a lot of you who have known and seen my real life stories, this would have been potentially, arguably, the best real life story ever, because it's all organised. We've got the performance time, we've got the information on where artists park and all that kind of stuff, how early you have to arrive before your set time, all that kind of stuff. All really organised. And this has been organised by a council in London. So it is Wandsworth Council who are doing this, and they're putting on an event, to do with the coronation. And it's just like a huge event that, I say huge, it's an event where it's free. Everybody can go along. There's live music, all this kind of stuff. So it's all getting organised by the council and somebody to do with that. And my, I was going to say liaison officer, which I guess is kind of correct, but the person that has asked me to perform is somebody that I used to do some session work for back in the day. I don't know how many years ago now. 15 or maybe not that many, maybe 12 or 13 years ago. Anyway, that was my contact because she knows that I can play guitar, knows what I look like, and it just so happened that she was looking for somebody who looked like me and could actually play the guitar live to go and play at an event. So I said yes, of course. And anyway, it means that we've got everything set. And I was reading through the 3 pages of information that they give artists, bands, and everybody that's going to be playing at the event. And I noticed on there it said, please note, there is no power at the venue. And I thought, that's a bit of a weird thing to have on, the list of, times where to be and where to park and where you have to be on stage and where to put all your gear and all stuff. So I then just said to my liaison officer that it says no power, but I've got an amplifier and that runs on electricity. So anyway, she said, oh yeah, they must mean they run on a generator or something, so I'll get in touch with them. And yes, the answer that they gave was amazing, because the PA that they're using, obviously it's not going to be a very, very big PA, because it was going to run on a rechargeable battery. So they're just going to charge it up and then have 2 or 3 hours worth of music. Well, music, they're not going to have that because they obviously can't have anything live because they've got no electricity. So they've kind of overlooked the fact that amps and things run on electricity. So yeah, they said, oh no, there's no electricity. We've just got the PA that has a mic and then that's it. So they wouldn't even have a mixer. Basically everything that you would have as an absolute fundamental of any live performance, they haven't thought about. Like, if they do have another instrument to plug it into a mixer, they haven't got a mixer. They've just got a PA with a microphone. So anyway, thankfully, because I read through the documentation and we chased that up, it means that I'm not going down there with my guitar, expecting it to be the live event that it has been promoted as, and then I get the amp out, and it's a heavy amp, so I carry it there and say, right, where do I plug in? And then they say, sorry, what do you mean? And I say, well, if there's live music, I'm the guitarist who's playing here as a guest at this event, so where do I plug in? And they'll say, oh, what? What, you need to plug this in? And I'd say yes, and they say, oh no, we don't have any electricity here, I'm sorry. So it would have been a total fiasco and a total wasted journey. Imagine you're lifting your amp into your car, going into London. I mean, London traffic is a nightmare, especially on the bank holiday weekend with the coronation going on. So it would have been an absolute nightmare to turn up and realise they haven't got electricity. So there you go. That's just, unfortunately, just the way of it with people. And it's, my liaison officer, of course, is very apologetic to me and can't believe that this event that she has been contacted about and who one of her artists is playing it. It's effectively her artist because she owns 2 record labels, and the song that has been released is on her record label. Her record label has released it. And yeah, the track's doing really well. So it's amazing to think that at this event that they haven't got the most basic things in situ, as in electricity. You think, well, that's one thing that you're going to need for stuff. Everything runs on electricity. So, yeah, really weird. But this is just the life of an independent artist, as you know from my live streams that I've shown you my real life stories. That, yeah, you turn up to events and nobody has organised anything and they don't know anything about music as to how to put on an event and what you need. But I think at all of the events that I've done in the past, at least electricity was not overlooked. They've already figured out that, oh, we will need that for this thing that we're putting on. So yeah, it would have been really not interesting. It would have been, yeah, another depressing real life story. But thankfully, I don't have to make that video because it was all sorted out before I even turned up. So I mean, it is funny in a way because, you know, my parents and I always look on the side of things because of everything that I've been through in the past, that every event in the future or every event that I'm contacted about is more than likely going to be ridiculous and not really that well organised. And it seems like that's just always the case, which is why when I say about playing live, I think I would play live if I knew it was being organised properly. And this is the kind of thing with Taj and his dad. I know that when he goes on tour, they're all organised properly. They're proper shows. It's not just somebody who knows nothing about music trying to set up a gig. So yeah, for those kind of scenarios when I know it's going to be organised well and everything musically is going to be taken care of, then I will play at those kinds of events. But events where, yeah, people are a bit shady and don't really talk to me on a technical level about what they've got set up, what the size of the PA is, the mixer, how many channels it's got, you know, how many bands they might have playing, the turnover time between one band and the next band, where you put your gear between bands so that the artists have a chance to actually change so that they don't run over on their schedule. What is the schedule? How many bands are playing? Is it outside? Is it undercover? What happens if it rains? You know, all of these different things that should, well, just be an absolute basic requirement for somebody putting on an event. You should all have these things down. Everybody, yeah, who are organising it should have these elements down and organised before you then get into, I mean, electricity, that's got to be a given. Anyway, I stopped talking about that, but thank you for that, Tammy. Yes, as for how I would feel about it, I'd just be, yeah, excited. If it is a well-organised gig, I suppose that is something that has to be taken into consideration, and a serious consideration for getting excited about playing a gig is knowing that the gig is going to be run properly. So, thank you for that. And I can see that Neanderthal Hybrids and Modern History has donated $5 and says, should Charles III apologise for England desecrating Oliver Cromwell's corpse? So thank you for that. And I can't answer that question because I'm a musician. So yeah, anything about obviously modern history and all that kind of stuff. I don't know a lot about history, and as I have said over on Facebook, as you've probably already gathered from this live stream, when I said that I watched the coronation highlights, it's not something that I'm, you know, really into the royal family and following everything that's going on. Obviously, with Prince Harry and that kind of thing, it's difficult to avoid sometimes in the news. But yeah, I'm not particularly, you know, really into all that. I know that some people have been staying overnight for days to get their spot in order to watch the coronation and just to be able to see King Charles. But yeah, I'm not kind of really into it myself. So yeah, I can't really comment on that. But thank you for the donation. And Kirby Jake Scarborough has donated $10. So thank you for that. And the message is, cheers from Destin, Florida. Brother, we love your show. Refreshing honesty and education with proper wit. Oh, so thank you for that. And yeah, for watching the channel, and thank you for just watching, interacting, donating as well, even though I always say you don't have to donate, but they are much appreciated. So thank you to David as well, who has donated $5. And the message is, I am so glad that all of us wingers get to enjoy the Phil Jams. Thank you, Phil. And thank you, David. And shout out to Joe, who sends me just the list of different tracks that he's found on YouTube in order to jam along with. I think we're on number 4, if memory serves me correctly. So yeah, I've just got a list that I'm working my way through. And yeah, the last one was kind of a bit of a funky jam, but we'll have a look at whatever the one is tonight that we're going to be jamming along to. We will have to wait and see. Oh, by the way, we have the vote for tonight's cover video. Of course, that's something that I haven't mentioned yet. And it's between Free Fallin and Wanted Dead or Alive. So a bit of a Tom Petty, Bon Jovi thing going on. It looks like Free Fallin is in the lead at 55% of the vote at the moment. So yeah, make sure that you click on whichever song you want to see later on. My version of it, of course. Let's have a look in that live chat room, because what do we have there? And I don't know whether this is a question to me, but I can see, oh, it's just popped through. Sometimes when it moves too quickly, I miss what's going on. It was something about liking Immigrant Song or The Immigrant Song, something like that. And I mean, this is actually one that I mean, for some reason I had it in my head, and I think because maybe it's one that I regularly used to teach on guitar, because you know it's relatively simple to play and it's got a nice little riff that is quite simple to play as well. Such a thing about it, because I'm not going to talk about it for ages, but it's the simplicity of melody that a lot of people overlook. That even when you're talking about Immigrant Song and having a really simple chord progression, having a really simple riff, and not having loads of stylizations vocally, not having loads of technique on the guitar, but it's just piecing things together that connect to an audience. And you know, that's the great thing about myself, and the great thing about great songs, melodies that are hooky, they just stay in your head. And that's why I have been humming that just walking around. You don't even realize you're doing it sometimes, but yeah, that's certainly one for some reason was in my head. So I don't know why that came up in the comment section, but I didn't notice it as it kind of went through. So thank you for that. And I can see Mike says, vote Bon Jovi, it's a banger. Let me see if that's gonna, this thing's still working. So there you go, just to show it up on screen. Oh, and no clue what band did Free Fallin', forgive me my ignorance. Ooh. Okay, well, because this is a live stream, you can be forgiven. But I did just say Tom Petty, didn't I? Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Yeah, and Bon Jovi, who does the other one, Wanted Dead or Alive. But yes, Free Fallin' is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So we might be having a little listen to that later on. 57% of the vote at the moment. Right, let's have a look into that. I know that there have been donations in the PayPal window. Thank you guys for those. But just have a quick look into the Super Chat window, because there have been some donations in there again. It's just Pam that's popped in with a donation of $4.99. So thank you for that, Pam. And the message is, I watched a throat singer on YouTube who was also playing a 2-string guitar. Have you ever seen one or played one? So thank you for that, Pam. And I mean, this depends, because you can just have a normal guitar that is only strung with 2 strings. Some people do that. And C6 Steve, easy for me to say, is one of those artists who has 2 strings on his guitar, maybe even sometimes 1 string on his guitar. But anyway, he's just got a couple of strings that he plays through. Now, the advantage with that, he's playing slide, by the way. The advantage with that is that you get a lot of distance between the strings, so that having one ringing out isn't going to be as much as a problem. You're not going to accidentally catch one because you've got so much distance to the next one. But, you know, sometimes it just really simplifies the playing, because especially if you're playing in G and you've got the equivalent of your D string you can have on there in your G, it means that, you know, you've effectively got an open G chord that you're then playing slide on. So, yeah, this is the thing, that it does make it a lot easier. And some people might just have designed their own guitars to literally just have 2 strings on. But yeah, I have seen a lot of players who just have their own guitar that's ever so slightly edited, and yeah, they might even put it on, you could do it on a banjo. I'm just trying to think if I've seen somebody string up a banjo with just 2 strings, but maybe not. I might be imagining that, but it is something that you can do if you wanted to. So I don't think it's really a case of seeing lots of guitars that are just designed to have 2 strings, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a thing that it took off, because it does really simplify things, especially if you're just going for playing slide guitar. I don't know whether the person that you're talking about had or was playing slide, or whether they're kind of fretting notes. But anyway, thank you for that, Pam. Right. Let's get into that PayPal window and just have a quick look in on Freefall. It looks like it's still in the lead. But we now have a donation, and it's from Paul T, that I'm going to refer to as, because we have Paul who has donated £5. Thank you for that, Paul. The message is, if you had been invited to play at the Coronation concert, which one of your songs would you have chosen? So thank you for that, Paul. Oh, wow. I don't know which would be most suitable. I think probably for a coronation thing, it has to be a more mainstream kind of song. So maybe Paris Nord or something, I think is quite mainstream, because it's not got a hell of a lot of kind of heavy guitars in, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it depends what kind of vibe they were going for. If it was something to get the energy up, then I don't know, maybe Haunted as a kind of guitar-based riffy song. So yeah, I don't know, it depends, but I think probably something a little bit more mainstream sounding. So maybe midway through the event, something like Paris Nord might have worked, I don't know. But yeah, I know that all I've heard is that playing at the Coronation concert was Ollie Murs, who's like a kind of pop person here. He was on something called the X Factor, was it? It might have been the X Factor. It might have been like Pop Idol. It might have been the X Factor. Anyway, a talent show thing. So he did quite well in that. But he's, I think, more about personality than having, I don't know, kind of instrumental ability and all that kind of stuff. I've never seen him in play the guitar or do anything like that. So yeah, he's one of those. There's Katy Perry as well, who I haven't really seen kind of playing guitar and singing and doing that kind of thing. There's Take That, which is like a boy band type thing. But in Take That's defense, I know that they do play instruments, even though they're not really playing instruments when they perform. They just kind of sing. But Gary Barlow, who is a great songwriter, pianist, composer, he's part of Take That. So even though they were known as a boy band, then yeah, he's a great songwriter. So yeah, he's one of those kind of true musicians who is actually part of a boy band, but might fly under the radar for a lot of people that don't know about him, or especially don't know about music here in the UK. So yeah, I think it would have to be kind of set in the right place, because I'm sure they don't want anything too heavy, but too hard rockish, maybe. So anyway, thank you for that, Paul. Maybe if it had been the case, I could ask you guys on a live stream before I played as to what I should play. That'd always be interesting. But thank you, Karen, as well, who has donated £20 over on PayPal, and that is a straight up donation. So thank you for that. And Karen has donated £3.79. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is a long one, so I'm going to try and get through this relatively quickly. It says, "Hi Phil, you probably know more than me on this. I just bought guitar strings for my acoustic electric from an Amazon Prime seller." Or the acoustic electric is also referred to as an electroacoustic or semi-acoustic. It's the same thing. And instead of the strings being individually packed, the package has all 6 strings inside. Each string has a different colour ball, so there's a guide to show what colour is which string. Have you seen this type of guitar strings? Thanks for all you do. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And yeah, this is quite a common thing with guitar strings that, yeah, I think More often than not nowadays, maybe. It depends on the makers of the string. Different makers or different companies have different ways of doing it. So what you tend to get with Ernie Ball electric strings, for example, they package them as an individual string in its own paper package, and it's got, you know, markings on it, or actually on the packet, so you know which ones to put on and in which order, what the high E and the low E is. But you can, when you get used to it, you can pretty much tell because of the thickness of them. But yes, with acoustic strings, I have had, I can't remember which maker it was, maybe D'Addario, that put them all in one and then you just separate them up, and they're coloured, so you know which one is which. So yeah, it's pretty much a standard thing. I'm trying to think of, I think Martin guitar strings have their own package, and acoustic strings have their own packages in there, I believe. But I wouldn't be surprised if they start getting rid of packaging, especially kind of plastics. So I suppose the thing with like Ernie Ball is that they come in their own kind of paper envelope, so it's paper, so it's all recyclable anyway, so it's not too bad. So yeah, getting away with plastic, I'm sure that they will start to, or if they haven't already, they'll start to kind of reduce packaging and all that kind of stuff. So it might be something that you see more of in the future. But thank you for that, Karen. So yeah, don't worry about that. That is absolutely normal. Right, we've had a donation from James, who has donated £5. So thank you for that, James. And the message is thanks, and thank you for that. Right, let's get into the... well, yeah, we'll jump into the cover video. I was thinking whether I should get... I'm just going to end the poll over there. I was thinking whether I should get into any of the comments, because I think this is still working. And yeah, it is still working. I've clicked on Walter's comment, who says hello to one and all. So hello to you, Walter. Everybody say hello to Walter in that live chat room. If this is your first live stream, just say hello, introduce yourself into that live chat room. And yeah, that's how we get to know each other on these live streams that happen on a Tuesday and a Saturday night, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. But anyway, yes, the vote for tonight's cover video was indeed Free Falling, that came out as the winner. So this is my version of the Tom Petty classic. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after. Rock.
She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl, she's crazy about Elvis, loves horses and a boyfriend too. And it's a long day living in Reseda, and there's a freeway running through the yard. I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart. And I'm free, free falling. Yeah, I'm free, free falling.
And there we have it. That was my version of Free Fallin', and I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thank you to you guys over on Patreon for suggesting that in the first place, and then you guys in the live stream for voting for it tonight. If you want to get involved over on Patreon, then you can do. It's wingsofpegasus.com/wings of Pegasus. Did I just say patreon.com/wings of Pegasus? I think I did. Sometimes I accidentally say wingsofpegasus.com and get a little bit confused, but I think I said that. I don't know why I'm questioning it. Something went off in my head. Right. Anyway, yeah, that's it. wingsofpegasus.com if you want to check out my music, all that kind of stuff. .com/music to go straight there. But yeah, so Wings of Pegasus, just type it into Google and you'll find everything that is me related and Wings of Pegasus related. So with the likes, I know that we have hit the goal. 339 we're currently at, which is amazing. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. You can keep on doing that. Even if you're watching in the future on catch up, every single thumbs up does help this live stream to get out there a little bit more and for the channel to grow on the whole. And I think we are getting really close now to 300,000 subscribers. I'm not sure, I don't want to tempt fate, but maybe it'll happen soon. Who knows? We will see. Something that I haven't mentioned tonight on this live stream is something that I've mentioned on the previous two since we've started having these live streams moderated independently by, I was going to say unanimous, but that's not the right word. It's anonymous is the word that my brain should have given me. But anyway, yes, anonymous moderators who are just literally looking at that comment section and moderating it. And that's all they do. They don't get involved with chat or anything like that. So as for the comment section, this is the thing, you will find guidelines in the description below of this live stream in order to give you a bit of a guide as to, what's good and what's not good to talk about. And the list in the description below is what the independent moderators are moderating to. So they're just literally looking at those points. And as long as everybody follows those points, then that's absolutely great, and you will remain, trust me, you will remain in the live chat room if you're following the guidelines, because that's all the independent moderators are looking at during the live stream. So just to put that out there. Right, we are, and it's almost almost midnight. I was going to say, so used to saying it's almost 1 a.m. because of the previous live stream start times, but it is almost midnight here in the UK. So, Barbara says, let me see if I can grab this. I'm not sure when it's going to go through. I have to wait for this to kind of refresh itself. But, where's... I can't find it. I saw Barbara's comment somewhere about 300. Oh, there it is. I saw it and I've grabbed it. I think this is maybe the problem with the chat room, and because I'm getting it through the software now, because it does move quite quickly, trying to grab somebody's comment is really difficult. But I've grabbed Barbara's comment here, and Barbara says, Wings of Pegasus, you are at 300,000. So there we go. It seems like we are there, even though this hasn't been billed as a 300,000 subscriber stream. Maybe we can do that on Tuesday. I'll do a title for that and we'll pretend that it happened after this. Because I haven't actually filled in the thing that pops up on screen. But if we are at 300,000, then that's amazing. And again, thank you everyone for subscribing and hitting that notification bell, because that's something that you will need to do in order to get notified for all of the videos in the future. The analysis videos, the interview videos, the live streams, and anything that happens in the future that may pop up from the channel, or me getting invited to different events, all that kind of stuff, or to play at events. Just make sure that if there are any videos that you hit that notification bell, because I will upload them to YouTube, of course, and over on Patreon, where I keep everybody in the loop on a daily basis. I do update the Patreon page with a post every single evening, even if yes, I'm really, really far behind, which I was on the last admin day. I think my update was at 5:30 in the morning. So yeah, I just do endeavor to keep you guys in the loop. So Charlie says mine says 299,000, so it looks like maybe some people somewhere are seeing it as one thing, and some people somewhere updated. And I think maybe this is YouTube that takes a little bit of time to update official figures. I guess that's quite a lot of people that they have to check how many there are. So anyway, thank you guys for all of the congratulations and all that kind of stuff. So we will keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. But certainly 300k is a nice number. Right, let's jump into, because we have hit tonight's fill jam goal, we'll jump into that. Maybe we'll have time for a fill tune if requested, and there has been fill tune. I mean, it'll be good to do one tonight because of the event that was going to be happening on Monday and what that would have turned out like. But what we'll do is, I tell you what, we'll do the fill tune first, and then we'll end with the fill jam. And I'm not sure if anyone in particular has been requested. Last time we had the Italian, but I'll have a little look down the list and see if anyone has been requested. I think we've got to go with Guff Fest, because I mean that's about as close to what might have potentially happened in this thing in a couple of days. So we will jump into Guff Fest, and it's a real life story. So this video, this cartoon that you're about to see, everything happened. So believe it or not, but you can believe it because I'm telling you that it actually happened. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you after. Rock!
Holy gosh, guys, you will not believe what I have just managed to secure.
What are you talking about? Can't you see we're right in the middle of watching Jeremy Kyle?
Well, I have just managed to secure us as the headline act in this year's biggest and only festival in Maidenhead. On Monday evening.
Monday evening? Sounds like a very queer time to have the final big act of the festival. Well, I guess it must be a bank holiday for the crowds to be there.
I think we should not check and just assume that is the case. It would be great to play to a festival crowd. I'm starting to feel nervous already.
Well, I can't believe we are going to be on the main stage. This is so awesome.
Well, it can't hurt to get our music out to a larger audience and to play on a large stage. It will be a great experience for us. Hello there, I wonder if you can help me. My band are due to headline the Guff Fest and we can't find the venue. Do you know where it is? We stupidly thought we would be able to follow the crowds, but we must be in the totally wrong vicinity. Any ideas?
Oh yes, this is Guff Fest. Are you Phil Henley?
Heck. Sorry. Yes, I am Phil. I do apologize, but I seem to have missed where it is being held. Where is the crowd and where is the main stage?
The main stage, or stage 1, is located over in that direction. Stages 2 and 3 are in the opposite direction, with the acoustic stage just in front of the toilets.
Okay, great, thanks. So where do we unload to get to the main stage? Is the space on stage to have our equipment ready while the previous band are playing? And also, how far away is the field and stage, as I can't hear the crowds and I assume it must be a long walk from here?
Note, the main stage is behind you. If you look on the floor, there is some gaffer tape on the floor running diagonally across the corner of the room with main stage written on it.
Ha, for a second there I thought you said there wasn't actually a stage and that it was just a floor divided into 2 sections depicted by gaffer tape.
That is exactly what I said.
Oh, I seem to have been misled by the use of the term festival. This is in fact just a room with gaffer tape on the floor in 3 corners of the room depicting stages 1, 2 and 3. It also seems to get to the toilets you have to walk directly through the acoustic stage while the person is performing, not to mention of course the unique aroma that is being generated from behind the stage.
This is the way we set it up every year and it's always worked very well.
How many people do you get on average a year coming to this pub? Sorry, festival.
We tend not to count in numbers as I find them misleading. I hate figures.
Great. Well, I shall take that answer as attendance is minimal. Well, we have 10 friends and family coming down at least, thank ruddy heck.
Do they realize it is £6 to get in on the door?
Holy guff. Are you yanking my crank? How can you justify that entry fee? That means you will be making at least £60 from us alone, and that is before any beverage purchase being taken into account. How much are we getting paid for this gig? Sorry. Festival.
We don't pay the bands, not even petrol money, because we are totally out of order.
Well, to be fair, that seems to be common practice these days.
Yes, and also the bands that we book to play are not checked beforehand, so they could be the worst band we've ever heard.
Well, again, at least you are following the common guidelines. So shall we set up now while there is nobody around? Haha. That was a joke.
Okay. Also, we might ask you to turn yourselves down somehow, as some people prefer to watch the television, which we leave on during performances.
Fantastic. Well, do we at least get any free drinks or food? We will be here for 6 hours in total after all.
We will allow you free tap water all evening.
That's absolutely fantastic. For some reason, water is something I feel like I need to stay alive, so having it from a tap for free seems like a great offer. Thank you so much.
Think nothing of it.
Oh, I will. Right, I had better get back to the van and tell the guys the good news about the extortionate ticket price, not getting paid, no stage, and no crowd. Thank you for this opportunity and this great festival. Before I leave, I must inform you this has now become the worst day of my life. Bye.
One last thing. While we were talking, I could see your car was getting a parking ticket.
That's brilliant. Bye.
And there we have it. That was my Guff Fest fill tune. I did put up on screen that Ruth said that she ordered a Wings of Pegasus, or a Wings of, visiting the merch page. So thank you for that, Ruth. Maybe it's a t-shirt or something, but yes, I mean, the merchandise is available if you guys want to purchase that. And if you do want to take a picture of you modelling any merchandise that you have, and you are a Facebook user, head over to that Wings of Pegasus supporters page over on Facebook. Another thing just to mention about the live streams and just in general, because they're being moderated independently, if you've got any problems with the live stream, then you can message me directly on the Contact Us page, or the contact page over at wingsofpegasus.com. Just head over there and yeah, that'll come straight through to me. So I thought I'd mention that if there are any problems, or if you've got a problem with anything going on in the live chat room. But like I said, they are being independently moderated to the guidelines in the description below. Right, let's get organised with this fill jam. And we have to go over here, and we're going to be choosing the fourth one down, which we'll click on that. And, oh, let me pause that. And okay, it didn't go to an advert, it went straight into the video. So this is progressive hard rock. This is, okay, Guitar Inspiration is the channel, and it's backing track with time signature changes, hard rock, 92 beats per minute. Okay, and it is, oh, it's a short one tonight, it's 4 minutes and 58 seconds. So, we'll have a look at this. I'm on my lead. This has turned into a disaster. You see, this is the thing about having wheels. I can't be trusted to not wheel over my lead and then get it caught around the legs. But we are now back. We're safe. And hopefully... okay. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Let's get this going. And, oh yes, the roulette wheel. This is something that yeah, at the moment, we're kind of not doing at the moment. We're having a little bit of time away from the roulette wheel. So, yeah, it's just something that might be happening again in the future, might not. I'm just starting with a clean slate for the live streams because at the moment, everything is kind of under control and, yeah, very much just keeping a handle on everything myself. And like I said, you can contact me on my website as well about the live streams. So I'm just kind of getting everything sorted and sturdy from a live stream perspective, just making it a lot more kind of sustainable for the future when I'm kind of controlling lots of elements, because yeah, before we had lots of other things that could potentially go off in different directions that I wasn't part of or controlling. So I just want to make sure that we kind of start as we mean to go on with things in the future. But anyway, let's get back into this fill jam. We'll press play and see what happens. As for the levels, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. So if you can let me know in the live chat room, that would be good. It's not going to last very long though, I don't think. Oh, see if I can hear it. Oh, a bit heavy tonight. if it's getting near the end or not. I thought it was going to end there. I gambled. Oh, I thought it was going to finish. Oh, no, and then it finished in a place I wasn't expecting. Anyway... there we go. That's the problem with not knowing how it ends, where it ends. It kind of felt like it was kind of 4 or 5 minutes worth of playing, so took a bit of a gamble, didn't pay off. But anyway, thank you, Joe, for sending me lots of tracks. And yeah, that was number 4, I do believe. So again, that's Guitar Inspiration is the YouTube channel, and it's a backing track with time signature changes, hard rock, 92 beats per minute. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It's always good to have a little bit of a hard rock track, because that's something that I do enjoy playing along to. Actually, I enjoy playing along to everything. The other ones that are kind of jazz and jazz fusion and progressive rock are good fun as well, because you have to explore lots of different avenues. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I hope you have enjoyed the live stream. I'm going to be here with a video tomorrow night as normal, and we'll be live streaming again on Tuesday night, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, so tune in to that if you can do, because I will be there. But have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I hope that your week starts well next week, and hopefully the starts of the week will be improved by the live stream on a Tuesday night. Thank you guys for tuning in. As I always say, stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live in, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!